Hello, everyone. My name is Oumaima, and today I will be speaking about sustainability at the Ronin Institute. I will start with a brief summary for my blog post in which I adopted the ESG approach, and then we'll put forward my next thoughts or suggestions. So it all started with the thought that research is on one hand an essential phase in the understanding and solving of problems, and is on the other hand facing some environmental, social, and governance challenges that might deter its core mission, create inequalities, and somehow limit opportunities. So I broke down each ESG factor into sub-elements, which I see relevant for the Ronin Institute. The section's names are inspired from the SDGs, and the first slide is about environmental sustainability. Starting with resource efficiency. The Ronin Institute promotes the culture of using and sharing existing research facilities or lab equipment. It's not that we have a research lab, a physical research lab, but our online working model put forward the path for researchers to perform their experimental research in existing labs, whether by contracting with a research institute or by collaborating with an academic lab. The second point is that the Ronin Institute promotes open science, and the benefits I see from an environmental point of view is the avoidance of unnecessary repetitions and failed experiments, which certainly means less resources. And the last thing I want to point at here is digital emissions, because I know that with everything going online, that is certainly an undeniable challenge. However, research is always paving the way for efforts to assess and mitigate the latter. Moving to the transportation part, according to IEA, if everyone able to work from home worldwide were to do so just for 1 day a week, it would save the world around 24 million tons of CO2. And here, it's worth mentioning that the membership renewal at the Ronin Institute reached 70%, which is equal to 354 research scholars. However, I can't give any assumptions about how much CO2 emissions are saved when Ronin scholars are working from home, because that is dependent on the number of days the scholars work from home, the distance from home to work, the mode of transportation, the energy mix, which can be all put together, I see, in a case study. And finally, the waste section. And here I would love to point to at one of the Ronin Institute principles, minimal viable bureaucracy, because less bureaucracy finally means more efficient use of papers and the digitalization of materials. And here at the Ronin Institute, all our papers are administrated online, be it membership renewal, welcome packets, scholar surveys. Added to that, there is no denying that the trend of online working has altered people's behavior, less single-use items, home cooking, mindfulness about food waste. But again, I can't give any assumptions about that behavior of the Ronin Institute scholars, because that will differ from one person to another, and it will be great to be put in a case study. The following slide is on the matter of social sustainability, starting with research for all. One of our guiding principles is providing a safe and harassment-free experience for everyone, regardless of gender, race, geographic location, economic standing, and all other categories of social differences. Moreover, at the Ronin Institute, we do believe in the power of accessibility, exchange, dissemination, and engagement in improving the scientific process. How? By sharing our research findings in interest groups, by advocating for open access, by engaging in lightning talks, and organizing seminars. And finally, our model allows for North-South collaborations, which I see very important because most of the world problems now are interconnected. Moving to the decent work part, The problem with traditional academia is that there is always this mismatch between the number of people with PhDs and the number of available traditional academic positions. And the way I would love to put it is that the Ronin Institute is making the system shift, allowing its scholars to apply for grants using their Ronin affiliation and pursue their own research ideas. And also, it is putting forward many lines of investigations, such as theoretical studies, reanalysis of previously published work, and meta-studies. Finally, partnership through interdisciplinary research. And here, the diversity of the backgrounds of research scholars promotes the awareness about interdisciplinarity, which creates more collaboration and allows partnerships. And such collaborations are only seen by our scholars as opportunities of improvement and self-development. The next slide is regarding governance. Simply, everybody drives a truck, which means that membership of working groups is available for any Ronin scholar willing to contribute and help. We do also have the right to participate in decision-making, regardless of the financial contribution. And these working principles remind me of the cooperative's principles. It's also worth mentioning here truth and empathy, which are the two core values of our code of conduct, which again ensures the autonomy and independence of scholars while maintaining the concern for the community. And the final part is again less bureaucracy, because that's the most prominent issue in traditional academia: unnecessary costs, excessive regulations, leadership burden. But at the Ronin Institute, each Ronin scholar is a self-directed member rather than being controlled by top-down management structure. And for each contribution, there is a well-defined form, be it submitting a blog post, submitting a research grant, starting an interest group. And all of that I see will eventually lead to better scientific performance, faster communication, and smooth flow of information. What can be the next steps? In my opinion, I see that a case study will be great to put some assumptions into validation using surveys. And also I've been thinking about the Ronin Institute Sustainability Initiative, which will be about co-production and co-dissemination of sustainability knowledge. And I will be speaking about that in the next Ronin talk. Thank you.